Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. I am Nate, and this is Peach Domino. And today is day 2 of Junetober, where we are celebrating October Halloween in June. And we are working with the Petals and Parchment kit still, because it is the Petals and Parchment week. And we are going to make this message in a bottle. You see the bags here, right? I take all of my elements and group them together, and I put them in these bags, but they're still usable. So then I just put them back in my bag container. I have one for each size of zip top bags. Makes it really handy. Okay, so the first step is to cut the bottles out, which I did. And yes, I did print on the back, even though you're not going to see it. It's okay. And we're going to glue these back to back, but only along the edges. Okay? So we're going to get a sheet of glue paper. Okay, and we're going to lay our bottle down. And I am going to go ahead. I'm going to put glue on the entirety of this little bitty piece right here. For one, because it sticks out a lot, and for two, because I have to go back and cut the white bits off. And I did that because I wanted to make sure it lined up. And then we're going to glue here and here. And then around here. And you could probably go further out to the edge, but I know for a fact that the sheet of note that is going in here is not going all the way to the edge like that, so it's going to be okay. Okay. We're going to take this and we're going to line up the bottom and press that down, and then line it up as we go up to the top and press the entire thing. Okay, now this part right here you may have to kind of wiggle into place because it is a free floating part and it can get out of whack. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder and burnish all that down to get it glued real good together. Okay, and you see where we've got these edges here that aren't exactly white? I'm going to leave that alone. I'll ink the bottle. And it's not so bad on this side either. But right in here it is. So I'm going to take my scissors and remove the ocular devices. And I'm just going to kind of clean this up a little bit. Not necessarily perfect, because I want it to be hefty enough to stand on its own and not fall off. So I'm, instead of getting in every one of these little crevices, I'm just going to go straight across here. And you can do it however you want. You can go in and out on each and every one of these and get it perfectly lined up, if that's your thing. Hopefully I'm still on camera. Sometimes when I do this, I accidentally go off camera and you're not here to tell me that I'm off camera. Then I just stay off camera. Okay, we got it mostly, see? Now, my biggest issue is I'm afraid that's going to come off. See how it's so tiny right there? So we're just going to be real careful with that. And I'm going to ink this up, ink that up, and then we'll move on to the next step. Because I want to ink it while it is together so that it lines up, if that makes sense. Because we're going to be cutting right across here. And if I ink it and I wait till after to ink it, then when we cut it, it might not line up right when it's back together. If that makes sense. It does in my head. I don't know if it makes sense out of my head or not. We're just going to flop that back a little bit so we can get right there. Get on these edges. And then get these edges. And yes, I'm going to get a lot of ink on my finger, but I'm going to make sure I hold that down. And I'm just going to ink over the whole thing. Whole little string there. Are you on camera? You are, barely. Okay. And we're going to turn it over and do the same thing with the other side of the string. And that's going to remove a lot of that white, but you'll still know where the string itself ends and starts. So we're going to ink this up. I hope y'all are having a great month following along with the YouTube hop, which today is not a token video on my channel. You will find that if you go over to the Petals and Parchment or Lottie's Magic Attic or Emily Designs or Crafty Dragon Creations Facebook group, and you will find links to everyone who's doing the YouTube hop. I believe they're also in some description videos. Okay, so we got that part. Now, we cut straight across where the rope ends, but before the flower begins, which is right here, right? We're just going to take this. Actually, I want it to be as even as I can get it. So I'm going to pull out my paper cutter. And I'm going to go do it this way so I can kind of line up the bottom with a line so I know that I've got it straight across. Rope ends before the flower begins. Okay, I missed just a little bit, but it's close enough. Now, you have this pouch here. See? Pouch. And you have this pouch here. And that's what's going to give us the secret note. Now, don't ink those edges. Trust me. Just print something on the back of your image and it'll work a lot better. Take the card this way and put glue in a line just like this at the top. Not exactly at the edge, but at the top. And then you're going to open your top card pouch, your top of the bottle pouch, okay? And you're going to slide your card in there, okay? You're going to go pretty close to that top line, okay? I know it feels like you should go further down, but don't do it. Don't do it. I guess you could. Glue it as far up as you want. And then you're just going to slide it into... I lied. Don't listen to me, I'm a liar. Okay. I hope you weren't following along too closely. Because now I've got to pull my card out of the pouch. Help me. Help me. So this is why I like working with wet glue. You get a little bit longer time to adjust. But I may have crossed the line here and not be able to do this. Yeah, it's going to rip. So what I'm going to do to make mine work, shove it all the way in there. Don't listen to me. Shove it all the way in there. I'm going to cut some off of mine to make it work at the bottom. Cut it jagged to make it look like it's been ripped in half or something. There we go. And then you just line it up Now, if you had inked those edges right here, that would be very, very obvious. But you didn't, right? That's the one part you were supposed to listen to me about. So now we have our hidden message. Okay? Now that didn't take very long. Let's put together a mini book. Let's see if we can get a mini book put together. Okay, so we have 2 mini books in this kit. We have Tales from the Grave, and we have Ghoulish Recipes. And I'm going to put together Ghoulish Recipes. Now, I talked to Elizabeth. I've never put together a mini book before. And she says you do not need to print anything on the back because you're going to be folding and whatnot. Now, I'm going to assume a couple of things because I've never done this before. I'm going to get my scoreboard out and my ballpoint stylus, and I'm going to assume that we're going to score here on the edge of the spine and here on the edge of the spine. Elizabeth, if this is wrong, please tell me I did wrong. I'm only making one of these today, so that way if I did it wrong, then I can go back and make another one. Now, I'm also going to assume that we need to score here and here, and that those are going to be the inside covers for our book. Okay, I'm going to leave the scoring board out because I'm not done yet. We're going to take these and we're going to score in between each page. Okay, and this way. We do it this way. Okay, so you'll have your first page, second page, third page, but then you have a blank page. No. So then we're going to take this one. I hope I'm doing this right. I didn't watch any videos to prepare for this. I didn't ask any questions except do I print on the back, which I was told no. Oops. And I'm going to take this and fold it the opposite way. Do my pages line up perfectly? No. Do I care because it's a super old book and that just kind of makes the scene? No. Okay. And we're going to score this last one. Okay. And that one goes like that. So this one is going to go like this. But then you have this one. Where does she go? Do I need a whole nother strip? Because if you just put it in there like that, there's a blank page in the back. Or do I leave a blank page at the front? No, that wouldn't work. So I'm just going to glue that one in there like that, maybe. And then under there, yes, drop everything out. And then that way I can... Maybe I did this wrong. Oh, no. What if you're supposed to do all of them this way? Y'all, I'm begging you watch a tutorial. Don't be me. And then how would that work though? You do. How did I do that? That way, and then that way, and then it's got to go this way, right? It's got to. I made them all the same color. I managed to make that part work anyway. Okay. And then I'm just gonna, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna glue this front cover. Get off the scoreboard. Duh. Put your tools away. Put your tools away. Okay. I'm gonna take this. This is the front cover. We are going to glue the edges like so. And put the fly paper down, the fly leaf. Like that. How did I do this? There it is. Okay. And then we are going to take and we're gonna put glue here. Don't flood it like I did right there at the top, because you want it to be able to turn. But we're gonna take and we're gonna let it spread out a little bit. That's upside down, I feel. No, that's right side up. Why did, what? Goes this way. I did the wrong side. Don't do the wrong side. Y'all quit trying to be like me. Quit it. You don't want to be that. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Maybe had I watched an actual video or taken some tutorial lessons from the maker, this would be easier. So we're just gonna do like that and kind of squash it against the page here. So we'll glue a little bit together. And then I'm going to take this one. Okay, I gotta do this all in one or it's just gonna keep popping up like that. Turn it around and plop that down. And plop that down. I'm gonna go to show them what I did and they're gonna be like, what did you do? Well, I did it my way. That's what I did. Okay, and I think we've got enough of a glue hold that I can put my edge on here and do that. Okay, now that didn't hold at the back. There's a page that's just not, there's a few pages that's just not. Okay. How do y'all do this? Like, am I missing something? I think I have the back page in right, but none of the others seem to want to stick to the, didn't stick to the script here. I'm just going to keep throwing glue at it until it does something for me. I don't know. I feel like y'all should really watch a video to see how this is made, because I am really blowing this. What if we do what we should have done in the first place and glue this here? That would have ruined like 2 different pages. I don't know how this is supposed to work. I'm gonna glue this to that. Y'all, please don't do as I'm doing, because you're just in for a world of hurt when it doesn't work. Okay, so tomorrow I'll come back to you with the other book in a proper way after I've watched a video or two on how to do this. But for now, we managed to kind of make a book. Right? Just don't try to flip any of the pages or it might fall apart. Oh, it does kind of work. Probably a little ink could be used on the edges. So maybe do that. And I think I would not take Elizabeth's advice to not print on the back. I definitely would recommend that you print on the back, because it will help cover up the edges of the paper, feels like. Plus the inside of the cover. Like, I know you have the fly leaves there. Well, it definitely looks old now. Ah! What did I do? Ruined it. No. But yeah, definitely print on the back. I did not print on the back of the other one either. So I'm going to glue some stuff to the inside spine and such, so that it doesn't look like this. This was just a test book. And if you like making these mini books, I'm going to link a site down below where you can find hundreds of them for free. But definitely play around and figure out how it works first. Do not follow my lead. Yeah, don't follow my lead. But it did sort of work a little bit. Okay, so that's what we did for today. We've put together our mini book there, and we put together our message in a bottle, which I guess could work both ways, huh? You could almost... No, don't do that. That looks bad. There you go. Okay, so you got your message in a bottle, and you've got your mini book. And again, I'll come back tomorrow after I've watched some tutorials and taken notes and show you another mini book. Better this time. So, join me tomorrow. And definitely make sure you check out the other creators for the YouTube hop, and check out all the links in my description, where you'll find the Facebook groups of all these designers, and you will find my socials, my Linktree, my Ko-fi, and those types of things. I am working on setting up a better shop system. I don't want to move to Etsy. I hate Etsy. I hate selling on Etsy. More power to those who can. I can't make it work. I don't have a big enough following. So I'm just going to choose a different way. But yeah, come back tomorrow. We'll do some more work on different mini books that I've already torn this one up by playing with it too much. Alright, bye.